We are Mike and Karen with RV Hounds, and together with our dogs, we go camping in our travel trailer, looking for new places to explore and sights to see. Please join us as we travel and share these experiences with you. Hey guys, second week in July, and we are camping at Salmon La Sac Campground in the Wenatchee National Forest. It's north of Roslyn, Washington, on Highway 903. And we got here yesterday, and it was 97 degrees by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's pretty hot. Today the weather changed, and it's only supposed to be in the upper 70s, so really nice cooler. Anyway, Salmon La Sac is an older campground built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. But it is a really nice campground, actually. It's all paved parking spots and paved roads inside. It's a like typical Forest Service campground. It's all standard campsite, picnic table, fire pit, and that's about it. There are a couple of water areas. There is some water here, but some of them aren't even working. They got some wells that are hand crank, and those weren't working. I did find one that is a little electric pump one, and it seemed to put out some water. Anyway, we are at site number 12, which is one of the first come first served sites that I found on recreation.gov. And here's a picture of the looking from the back of the campsite out towards the road. As you can see, it was we had some nice trees there, so we had some shade, and depending on the time of day. But there's enough sun there I could set out the solar panels, and so I'd be able to keep the batteries charged up. The little tent-like object behind the picnic tables is the dog pen, so we had a shade screen over the top of them there. Yeah, just before you get into the Salmon La Sac campground, there's this little cabin here. And apparently it was built quite a while ago. Got a little sign here that gives us some historical data, but it was built as a railroad station. So it's kind of interesting. Apparently they were doing a lot of mining up here, and this is they built this looks like only 19th of the war. Yeah. They built a little cabin up here to serve as a depot for the railway. And a little history here. I guess the French fur trappers coined the name Salmon La Sac because of the way the Native Americans, part of the Yakima tribe, fished using these baskets to dip in the rivers. So, pretty interesting. And once you get to come up the highway, there's a little one-lane bridge down there that you cross, so you got to watch it coming into the campground, because it's kind of a blind corner. Anyway, you come down here to this, come down here, and then here is the entrance to the campground. Well, hopefully you can hear me. Here's the Salem River, and there's the one-lane bridge up there. And the Salem River goes up that way. And Salem River actually enters quite a steep canyon up there. Really interesting if somebody's, oops, sorry about the jiggling. You can see that house up there. Boy, it's just built on the side of the hill there. And here's the information board when you first come into the camp. I mean, no campground reviews complete unless you have something of this. But you can see the bear warning signs, and of course, put your campfires out. And there's the fees. $25 a night. Unless you got the America the Beautiful pass, then or the senior one, then it's half price. So That's a pretty good deal. Anyway, that's the board there. You can probably get a good view of the picture online, but there's kind of like what the campground's got, several little loops and sub loops. But as you can see, you got Clallam River coming down on this side, and the Cooper River coming down on this side of the campground, with this being the campground inside there. So you got some one-ways and two-way streets there. Kind of a little confusing on this map because this is an evacuation plan, not showing you the right-of-way. Well, I guess they got some arrows. Well, no, those are campsite there. So anyway, just showing you that there. Now walking back to the camp, I just had the deer come out in front of me here. Hopefully you can see it down there. Just sauntering along. Yeah, just walk real slow and maybe she won't take off too much. There she is. Nice little doe. Here is site, the one right across the street from us. As you can see, it's pretty good size back in here. And a typical fire pit, picnic table. Actually, the people that were here just left earlier this morning, and they actually had their tent set up over there in the shade, which for yesterday when it was 97, it was pretty nice. We'll walk down here a little ways. There's site 14. This one looks like it may be a handicap site. I'd have to look up on recreation.gov, but it's all paved. The picnic table, the fire pit is all paved, and they got a paved path from the parking area to the camp area. But as you can see, this campground has several loops, and the loops are spaced out. It's just woods. You can kind of see the motorhome way back in through there. You can just barely see it, but the sites are spaced out. Really nice. Looking back from 12 over to our site, it's pretty nice. You see, but yeah, let's take a little walk down this way. I'll show you one thing about Salmon La Sac. It is bordered by rivers on both sides of the campground, so the whole large loop around the campground is surrounded by water on both sides. Pretty neat. One interesting thing you'll find around the campground, some of the sites even have these things in them, but they're look like they're old cook stoves, maybe when they were building this place, and they're kind of left over. But it's kind of interesting. Can't use them. They got a little sign there that says no fires in historic stove pits or structures. So I think maybe they were left over from the Civilian Conservation Corps days when they were building the place. Yeah, so here's one of the river access trails here. And this is the Clallam River here. I think it's the Cooper River on the other side. Oh, it's got a nice little area. You can come down and sit in the shade, get out of the sun, do a little wading. As you can see, the river flows pretty good. And here's a view of the mountains surrounding us. It's going to be another nice day today. A little more clouds than yesterday, but temperature should be a lot nicer. That's an island out there. The river split around the island, but you can wade out to it. This is I think this is one side of the river going around this side of the island. But Pretty nice. Pretty, real pretty. Yeah, here's another site. This is site number 10. And as you can see, it's a, I'll walk down through it here and just give you an idea. There's a lot of them are similar. This one is right on the river. It's a reserve type site. But yeah, got some steps you walk down to get to your picnic table. But you are right on the river. Looks like you got a path right there going out right down to the river there. And one of the things I noticed about this campground is they do have a lot of picnic area for day use activities. You can see all the, well, hopefully you can see them, but there are picnic tables scattered throughout there. And they do have a picnic tables over there. They have a covered area also. And then right through there, through that thing, you can probably see it right between there. There's the one of the water pumps. And you can see it's got a solar panels. I think it's a little solar powered pump. But you push the button on the side and hold it in and the water comes out a little spigot. Not real fast, but it's cooled and it's good water. And some more of the drop toilets on the other side of the road there. Here's site number 6. It is one of the group camping sites. So it looks like you got parking for 4 vehicles there, and double picnic tables and fire pit and stuff. Also has one of the old style fire pits from probably when it was being built anyway, out there. Anyway, that's one of the group campsites. They have several of them. There's another site, this is site 15. I believe this is a reservable site. I thought I'd just show it to you. It's right across from, it's on the main road, right off the main road, and right across over there is the river. But it's kind of typical sites here. They're quite large. This one is a little unusual. It has looks like a double picnic table. It's got a nice deep pad. And boy, look at the area you have here. And you're kind of down the hill. In fact, you don't even hardly see the next site. My site and stuff is over there, up this little hill here. But otherwise, no, you're really isolated. Beautiful site. Lots of room for tents. Yeah, it's typical of some of the sites here. You got lots of room. Got a mom deer with this year's fawn in there. Don't want to get too close and spook them. Oh yeah, there's the little baby right there. Quite the set of ears on her. Okay. Well, good morning, guys. We're the last day here. I'm gonna head out this morning from the Salmon La Sac here, and I thought I'd just let you a little round. For a little review of campground. Like I say, it was $25 a night, and well, it's a great place to come with kids. You got the rivers, you got the paved driveways here, and they're riding bikes all over and skateboards and everything else. So, pretty good place for kids. Mosquitoes weren't bad. A couple of flies, but otherwise this was pretty bug-free area, so we could eat outside and play games on the picnic table without a bug problem. So At least here in July, that was the case. Anyway, there's a lot of hiking trails, Forest Service roads. If you got a four-wheeler, you can take off and run up into the hills there, follow some of the roads. I saw several people fishing in the rivers here, so, and there's some local lakes you can kind of drive up to also. So yeah, we hope to probably come back here again sometime. This was really a nice camp spot. So we'll say goodbye and see you down the trail. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit the subscribe button so you can follow along on our journeys. Safe travels.